Have you ever worked with a large Excel dataset where you only need a portion of the data? Maybe you want to remove first few rows, exclude some columns, or remove data from the bottom of the table, all without actually deleting anything. If you are using Excel 365, the drop function makes this incredibly easy. In this video, I will show you how the drop function works using a practical employee performance report, and we will see how to remove rows and columns dynamically using just a single formula. So let's get started. For this tutorial, I have an employee performance report containing employee ID, employee name, department, city, January, February, March sales, and then the performance. We have data for 10 employees. Now let's say we don't want to delete anything from this original dataset. Instead, we simply want to create a new view containing only the information we need. This is where the drop function becomes very useful. The drop function is used to remove specific number of rows and columns from the beginning or from the end of the array. To get the basic understanding, here in this cell I am writing equal drop. Now in the syntax you can see that the first thing is the array, then we have the rows, and then we have the column. The argument array is the range from which we want to remove the data. The second argument rows tell Excel how many rows to remove, and the optional third argument column tells Excel how many columns to remove. An important point is that drop doesn't actually delete anything from your original dataset. It simply returns a new array with the specified rows or columns removed. Let's start with a simple example. Suppose this report contains some employees that we don't want to include in our current analysis. For example, let's first remove the first 3 employees. So for this purpose, first I'm going to select all the employees as an array for this function, and then for the rows, because I want to remove the first 3 employees, so I'll write 3. I'll close the parentheses and hit enter. And there we have it. Excel has removed the first 3 rows from the array and returned the remaining records. Notice that the original data has not changed at all. This is one of the advantages of the dynamic array function like drop. The result is automatically spilled into the cells below the formula. So remember, a positive number removes rows from the top. Now let's say we want to remove the last 3 employees instead. So for that purpose, I just need to make a little change in this formula. So for that purpose, I'm going to this formula bar, and now instead of the positive 3, I'll write minus 3. So this will remove the employees from the bottom of the table. So I'm going to hit enter, and now you can see that I have removed the employees from the bottom of this table. Now let's move from rows to the columns. Suppose we are interested only in sales and performance data. We don't need employee ID, employee name, department, and city. These are the first 4 columns. Instead of manually deleting the remaining columns, we can use the drop function. So for that purpose, I will write equal drop. And for the array, again I will select all the employees, and this time I will skip the rows, so I'll type 2 times comma, and for the column I'll write 4. I'll close the parentheses and hit enter. And that's it. You can see that we have now only the sales of the employee along with the performance. We can also remove the columns from the right also. For that purpose, again in the formula bar, instead of the positive 4, I'll write minus 4 and then hit enter. Now you can see that we have removed the data from the right side of the table. Before we finish, there is one important thing to remember. The drop function does not delete your original data. It simply creates a new array based on the range you provide. So if I change something in the original employee dataset, the drop result can automatically be updated in the next result. This makes drop practically useful for creating dynamic reports, dashboards, summaries, and filter views without modifying your source data. The great thing about this function is that you don't need to manually delete or copy data. Just specify how many rows or columns you want to remove and Excel does the rest. If you found this tutorial useful, make sure to like the video and subscribe to Know and turn on notification bell for more practical Excel functions, tips and tutorials. Thanks for watching and I will see you in the next video.